wanted me!
I want my MTV.
Long before anyone wanted their MTV,
Now let's have a look at that top 10 board.
there was his Bandstand. Long before we feared pyramid schemes, there was his $20,000 afternoon delight. And long before Ryan Seacrest came in to pinch hit for the ball dropper in chief,
I've been standing out here for about 10 years now.
Dick Clark launched several billion kisses by counting us down on almost 40 New Year's Rockin' Eves.
1994!
I remember as a kid, I was allowed to stay up and watch Dick Clark with the headset and the microphone and the big ABC logo. And I just thought it was the coolest thing in the world. And I was always impressed with how he could make you feel so comfortable. You know, you'd watch at home and you'd feel like you were part of the party and you felt like he was just talking to you. Right. I think that's one of his amazing talents.
Born Richard Wagstaff Clark, the kid with made-for-TV looks began honing those skills well before television.
I knew when I was 13 what I wanted to do. It's very rare. I walked into a radio studio and saw Jimmy Durante and Gary Moore do a radio show, and I said, wow. What a great way to make a living.
After starting as a DJ and doing a little TV work in Utica, New York, he got his big break at age 26 when the host of a Philadelphia TV show called Bandstand,
it's time for America's favorite dance party,
was fired for drunk driving.
And now, here's the star of our show, Dick Clark.
The following year, ABC picked up that little music and dance show, and soon up to 20 million American kids were rushing home after school to learn exactly which sounds and which moves were cool.
Well, before Chubby Checker came on American Bandstand, they did the swing. Chubby Checker came on American Bandstand with the twist. And the wall, dancing on the dance floor, changed forever. And it happened on American Bandstand because of Dick Clark.
Rock around the clock. Bill Haley.
He was the non-threatening grown-up who helped soothe parental shock in the early days of rock and roll.
You send me.
And he helped break racial boundaries, admitting that the first time he ever talked to a black teenager was on the set of American Bandstand. He was worried black artists might upset Southern TV stations, but the music transcended the tension. Dick Clark bridged a color gap at a time when there should not have been one, giving musical life to black artists that may not have had a chance, said Stevie Wonder tonight. He gave music freedom, equal opportunity. As rock entered the sexy, psychedelic late 60s, he caught some grief and lost some audience for avoiding the edgier acts. But by the age of disco, his show was still teaching America new steps.
American Bandstand had the biggest impact on all of us kids because it gave a voice to teenagers that were always just being told to go to bed or go to your room. And suddenly Dick came on the air and gave us respect and treated us like people. And we had a voice.
Bandstand went off the air in '89, but by then, Clark was a bona fide media titan, producing game shows, award shows, blooper shows, and of course, whether or not you had a date, he was always there for you on December 31st.
Hi, Dick Clark coming to you live from Times Square, New York City.
But his incredible 3-decade streak was ended by a severe stroke in 2004.
My speech is not perfect, but I'm getting there.
It would take a lot more than slurred speech to keep this man away from his audience, however. He was back with the ball the next year, back on the Emmys a year later, by now a broadcasting and rock and roll Hall of Famer.
Everybody should be so lucky to have their dreams come true. I've been truly blessed, and I thank you very, very much.
Tonight, the love is coming from all quarters.
To me, he was a maverick and an icon. And his passing, he's one of these people in life that you just never think will ever die.
He will go on forever. He is the man of Times Square.
They're thinking about him in Times Square and the Twitterverse. Try to find another 82-year-old who never sang, never played an instrument, but still gets respect from the likes of Fergie, the Jonas Brothers, and Snoop Dogg. You were a pioneer and a good man, the rapper tweets. Thank you, sir. But maybe a better testament of his character are the stars he launched back in the day and who remain friends for life. It's a sad day for the music industry and the world, says disco queen Donna Summer. He was a legend, a true gentleman, and most importantly, a dear friend to me. Chubby Checker had a 3-hour conversation with Dick last fall. 50 years after the Twist went #1 twice.
If Elvis was the king of rock and roll, then Dick Clark is the king of all the disc jockeys. And we'll miss him, but we all are indebted to him because he did something that we all enjoy.
He used to end his shows with, "For now, Dick Clark, so long," and then he would salute.
So long. So long. For now, Dick Clark. So long.
So I say, bye-bye, Dick. We'll all miss you.